Dear Sammy, I've been meaning to do this one for some time, Mr. John Sammy Newman. First, the brief introduction. So, about 2017, I was interviewed by Victoria Police in a criminal matter against a GEO-employed prison officer by the name of Devon Woodbourne, leading to me, eloquently, being a dog and called a dog a lot in the eyes, which led to me telling them to go and F themselves in no uncertain terms, mostly down the line of the surveillance equipment they were weaponising against me. So what that then led to is me being a little bit of an expert into the true level of corruption that persists in very corrupt Victoria, which everyone now knows because their precious money is missing. Don't worry about it still boggles my brain, Mr. John Sammy Newman, these woke women who know of sex trafficking. Woke women that worked for the Melbourne Drug Court, worked for the system, knew that drug-addicted sex workers were being sex trafficked, literally positioned into rooming houses where they wanted me to stay at, or being controlled, put in rooming houses, here you stay here. And these woke-minded women are that damaged in the head because it was getting a white man, they were happy to persist. Anyhow, I'll continue on what I was going to be the topic today, Mr. John Sammy Newman, and that was the other week when you were speaking to that wonderful guest from G4S, Port Phillip Prison, where they didn't have the technology, even if they wanted to commit some of the offences of GEO. But anyhow, I'll continue. Let me not deviate on this one, as I have already a couple of times. You mentioned something about we haven't got rogue police taking people out. You asked the question, and the Paul Dale Hodgson saga of the early 2000s. Let me explain what they do without question. And we'll rewind back to about 27, 29, whenever it was, or even later, I forget. Anyway, but you have Carl Williams. Carl Williams is positioned alongside a person. Now, whether that part was coincidence, I do not know. But he's positioned alongside a person who's all about that prison life. He's all about, snitches get stitches and setting an example, and he's right into the jail philosophy. He's prisoners of war. He's right into that prison philosophy. And believe me, they know better than a lot of people know. A lot of them, they don't even, I've seen full high-scale drug dealing bikies were not even aware how the system was manipulating them. I kid you not, I'd been watching them when I was stuck between jail and trying to turn my life around. I was watching them. Can you not see how you're getting manipulated? You can't talk to them though. Their egos are that big. There's no way they're going to listen to a dirty, rotten junkie like me. But I'd be watching them thinking, you're getting manipulated heavily. Can you not see it? And their egos would get in the way. Surprise, surprise. Their egos would get in the way of logic and reason. But anyhow, so let me continue. So they have, all of a sudden, there's media stories, front page news. Carl Williams is getting his kids paid for school fees. Carl Williams escorted out of prison. Carl Williams looks like he's rolling over. Carl Williams this, Carl Williams that. And within a short period of time, Carl Williams is dead, taken out. Then we have another example. Fast forward now to Tony Mockbell. Now, Tony Mockbell, I won't deviate to the boring side of how Tony has embarrassed the force, but the system. But anyway, so Tony is there doing what is legally right, which is to challenge corruption. There was corruption in Victoria, and he's going through all that lawyer action and whatnot, and it looks like he's going to get released as he did. So what ends up happening? There's a front page news story. Big wig Tony Mockbell, the prison enforcer, teaching the kids in jail, telling the kids in jail what to do, and he's running the prisons and all. They know exactly how young, macho and testosterone. Yeah, you think you're better than us, do you, Tony? Like that. They know exactly. The very next day, Tony Mockbell's on a stretcher with a jail shank holes in him. There's two, just quick ones. Then, in my case, I personally, when I became a dog, system enemy number one, I still boggles my brain that just a scumbag, heroin addict, non-organised criminal, just a petty criminal struggling to pick up from the mistakes I made, trying to let go of the system, to be honest, caused them so much headache. But anyhow, they did it to themselves. But anyway, so they would position me in cells and units where they genuinely, I know as fact, they genuinely thought that I was going to get taken out and have trouble. And one of my proudest moments, Mr. John Sammy Newman, fact, this is one of my, I am so proud of myself for this. As much as I'm not proud of that period, I'm proud of this one. They would position me with people they thought, right, we're going to get him this time. And I'd be like, oh, hey, you're such and such. You know Barry Smith. Oh, yeah, I'd make friends with them. Literally, end up being friends, working alongside, eating on the same table. These people they were hoping would take me out. I'm kidding you. I lived through this madness with your money. Then, another example of media manipulation. So they're playing with the first time I ever have artificial intelligent chatbot technology, the debilitating head doer, was when a honcho, money, at GEO, Sale, Fulham, another GEO prison, this one's in Fulham, Sale, Fulham Correctional, whatever they call it, took me down the back and gave me what do you know about this incident in... and he wasn't happy in Ravenhall. He was not happy at all, clearly, that inmate had spoken to Victoria Police. This boggles my brain too. Here's your system working in, harmony, working together like a well-oiled machine there, Mr. Newman. Anyway, so after that, after I'd obviously confirmed I was the dog who had dared speak to Victoria, I was introduced to the head doer. At this time I was naive. No way I could have assumed it was them. I was introduced to my head being done in by artificial intelligence chatbot technology while confined to a cell. It boggles my brain as well that these peanuts did not even know. They didn't know they were putting the nation in jeopardy, in risk of being in breach of all manner of international human rights laws. There's your woke government for you, there's your woke. Anyhow, I won't deviate too much. So, what that then led to, I'm now in a community on a community-based court order, a drug court order, genuinely trying to turn my life around, but also trying to just escape this, my head being done in. All I want to do is get away from this government, get rid of these disgusting, corrupt people out of my life. And here I'm having games and all manner of stupid nonsense done. But literally, anyway, in one of those games was using the court CCTV to control the same AI chatbot, like, hey, you can't escape it, yeah, we're the law here, like, like in that, I can only assume is their angle. Anyway, when I made that clear how disgusting they were for doing it and all this type of thing, within 2 weeks of that, there was a massive media release, a presser, on how the courts, the Melbourne Magistrates Courts CCTV had been hacked. I kid you not. So not only do they manipulate the media into cancelling people, they manipulate the media into having people killed. Now, that's corrupt Victoria. The $1 million question, Mr. John Sammy Newman, is, do the media know? Do 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 do.